Hey guys, this is a quick video on the ocean acidification simulation and handout. So we'll just talk a little bit about what the simulation is and what I'm looking from you guys to fill out. So we are going to be looking at how carbon dioxide can affect the acidity levels of ocean water as carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere. Okay, so if you go scroll down for the directions, we're going to open up the simulation. All right, hit continue. And so this is going to model, again, CO2 and surface temperature of surface water in oceans. So we have a few bars here on the bottom. So our first one is the bottom left. We have our atmospheric CO2. Handout's going to ask you to kind of move that around. And we see the units in ppm. That is a unit of pressure. So if we move this from left to right, our ppm is going to go up, our pressure is going up, and we can look at our pH indicator slip as well as model of Earth in terms of pH. What is happening to the pH as we move the CO2? Basically, as we go up in concentration of carbon dioxide, what does that do to the pH levels? All right, so the first few questions are just asking about relationships between pH and CO2 concentrations. But then it starts to talk about for number 3, what is the ocean acid in question that causes ocean acidification, and what are all of its species? So we haven't talked about species in a chemical sense, right? I'm sure species, you think of biological species, animals, things like that. But for this, we have to go to show graph. And here we can see a bunch of stuff, but if we just pay attention to the graph for 1 second, we can see our percentage on the left y-axis and our pH on the x-axis. And there are 3 molecules we want to pay attention to. If we go to our key on our right-hand side, we have H2CO3, HCO3, and CO3. What this is showing is our red line here, H2CO3, that is a strong acid. That is one that is always going to dissociate. And that is the acid in question that increases ocean acidification over time. Because as that's adding or being added into the ocean, it's going to dissociate, creating acids, right? So it's going to increase the acidic levels of the ocean. So that, for number 3, we could just go ahead and write that in, right? And what are all of its species? So a species just means what is created from H2CO3. So that would be the ones below it. So that would be HCO3 plus a hydrogen ion, as well as CO3 with hydrogen gas, right? Because now those 2 hydrogens have left. So HCO3, this is a weak acid. This is going to partially dissociate. CO3, that's actually going to be a base. And H2CO3, this is our strong acid. All right, so as we increase carbon dioxide levels, we are actually increasing our strong acid. And as we increase strong acid, we're increasing the ability of it to dissociate into acids. It's increasing the acidity. So that's basically the graph and how you can answer these questions. We can see as we move the carbon dioxide levels, as we increase it, we can kind of see what happens to the pH levels. Again, if it's going closer or decreasing, the number's going down, that means it's getting more acidic. All right, so just kind of play around with it, make sure you're comfortable using it, and then you're going to answer the questions below. And if you have any questions about this, just please let me know. Thanks, guys.